All right, welcome back to the director's table. Got a special treat for everybody today. I've got Michael Gonzalez and Athena Delgado. We're going to do two at the same time. So got a bunch of questions for the two of them, and looking to pick this back up, this director's table up more regularly once we get back into the start of the season, once we get into the flow of everything. So, Michael, Athena, how you both doing?
I'm
Good.
doing good. Yeah.
Good. Michael's chilling at home in Oregon, and Athena's in Rock Hill getting ready for open number one. So let me just start off. We'll start going back and forth with some of these questions. Athena, can you explain your role with the ACL?
Oh man, the role. All right. So I am the National Director of Engagement, and that kind of goes into the player engagement program, the director engagement program, and kind of being a part of building that along with Todd and getting everything together, working through the directors' kits, creating resources for directors so that they have a little bit more information to kind of help them out. I believe we've written about 60 different resource pages over the last few months, and it'll be pretty good getting all of that out to everyone, and then also running a lot of touch base with all of the minor league managers.
Cool.
And then the opens, which is where we're at right now.
Yeah. Michael, same question for you.
Yeah, for me, my role at the ACL, I kind of look at three main focuses that I have. The National Director of Support. So my main goal is to support directors nationwide. Do that through trainings, software help, or just ideas on how to talk with players and help directors make the best events that they can. Um, I'm also, with Athena running lead director at Opens this season. We're either going to be doing every other Open or sharing some of them together. So lead director is a big role. And then kind of that third arm that I look at is the officiating program for the ACL. Kind of started to build that up last year, get officials trained, understand the rule book, and just help everyone understand the rules in general and get a good team of officials out there.
Great. Yeah, and for those watching, if you do not know these two yet, get to know their names, what they do. They are the face of our director pool and engagement and support and whatnot at all the opens. So certainly want to know Michael and Athena. So all right, well, we'll start with you this time, Michael. How'd you get started in cornhole?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when that question gets asked, you hear the same answer a lot, right? And it's probably the same for me. I got started in cornhole because I played at a barbecue one time and I thought I was really good. And I'm like, hey, this is fun. I'm good. Maybe I'll get a set of boards and then I'll invite people over to my house. I'll charge them $10 and see if I can take their money. I felt like I was really good. And so I was doing that kind of in like the 2012 to 2015 range. Just doing these little side games at home. We made up our own rules, it's kind of however it went, everyone puts $10 in and whatever happens, happens. And then, around 2015, I started realizing there's actually a bigger, a league out there, sport going on. And, with the idea of thinking I'm good, I'm trying to hit all these little different events and then come across the ACL. And that's when I realized there's some really good people out there. And maybe I should switch gears, and try to hone in on this running events idea. And got on with the ACL and just kind of took off from there.
Cool. How about you, Athena? How'd you get started?
Yeah. I think it's not so much of a similar story. So my husband started playing cornhole, and there became a need for players wanting points, getting a little bit more competitive, and then I just found myself directing, enjoying it, and from there just kind of doing what we're doing now. I don't play very well, but sometimes if I have to, I will. But more so just came on, I guess, more in the director role, really, because that's where I started more so than actually playing.
Cool. All right. Well, we're back. I had a little bit of tech issues. You'll notice Athena has a different background behind her now, so that's how talented she is. let's get back into some of the questions. You both undoubtedly handle some stressful situations, both at opens and then online, and dealing with various things that come up on a day-to-day basis. How do you both kind of approach that, tackle that, handle that, whatever method you try? Athena, you want to start? Start with you this time.
Perfect. Usually just kind of take a step back, look at it, especially if it's a player or, even a director. Sometimes people, usually if they're coming to the table or coming to you, normally it's a problem. And so just remembering that it's not, they're not upset with you, they're upset with the situation or the understanding. And, usually it's just, providing them information, educating them, this is what it is, or this is how we can help you, and just working through it and just trying to stay as positive and just remember that it's not you that they're upset with, but just always keeping it kind of mindful, a glass half open sort of idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks. Michael?
Yeah, for me, I'm a big picture thinker. And so when it comes to like stressful situations, I'm always, like Athena mentioned, take a step back, think about the big picture, what the overall goal is, maybe at the end of that stressful situation. And just don't let that kind of take over the moment. And then there's like this other cliche, that people say, but it's really important. And I think about a lot is when people say life is short, that's important to me. I think that goes with thinking big picture in stressful situations. Don't let that heat of the moment situation take over.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, and I, the limited amount I've witnessed both of you at events, I've never seen you snap at anybody or anything like that, which I can't honestly say that about myself. So so you have certainly a leg up there. Kind of next thing I wanted to go into was myths or myths or misunderstandings that there are out there around the ACL. Are there any? We'll start with you this time, Michael. Are there any that you would like to dispel or clear up for people?
Yeah, absolutely. There's one that really gets me. It comes up a lot, and it's the one I would want to dispel kind of through the course of this season. And that is when I hear or see people say the ACL is a money grab. And for some reason, that one really gets me. Out of all the ones that go out there, that one gets me because I just know the amount of investment and the amount of time that we're all putting in as individuals. But then I know that the ACL as a company, the ACL as the sport of cornhole, is investing so much money and so much time into the growth of the sport. And I just want to kind of help dispel that myth that it's a money grab, because it could be less true.
Thank you. Yeah. How about you, Athena?
Well, pretty similar to what Michael said, but I guess adding to that as well is I hear a lot of things where people say, it's just not as fun. And I think it's crazy that, you can run, the same types of events. You can, have the same amount of fun at an open as you do, at a local tournament or even in your backyard. I think one of the things that people, perceive is that it's all competition based, which it is. Coming to one of the larger events is a little bit more competitive. You can still come in, still have fun. It's a part of the experience. I think that comes with it. And, if you go in with a good mindset, or, I'm here to, play with my buddy or to play with my wife or my child or, grandparent, whoever it is, you can still enjoy yourself. You can still have fun. It's really just the environment itself. So I think that's something that we need to clear up a little bit more, because it is a lot of fun. I mean, people have a great time when they're out here.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I know that's, part of our team is working on that too this year with making opens, that experience that people want to go to for whatever reason. Also the shift to the club focus with, not so much of an emphasis on the points, but on still that competition, that community, being part of a group where it's not just points. Anybody can really come in and play, and whether you're looking at your personal stats and growing every day, getting better every day. If you are looking to eventually go pro, or if you just like to play casually, there's really an opportunity for everything with this kind of as we shift into this new mindset of our club and our community focus. So cool. Well, thank you. Now, Michael, you're coming on you just had your 1-year anniversary with being employed by the ACL. Athena, you've been part-time as a national director and open director for more than a year now, and then recently came on full-time. In that time, what would you say is kind of your highlight or your biggest moment that you've enjoyed during that time with the ACL? Start with you, Athena.
Oh man, start with me. I think the biggest part is just being able to be a part of some of the collective change and the growth. Kind of going back to the other question, like Michael said, just the investment, watching the growth from, even just from the last 2 to 3 years has been phenomenal. 2-3 years ago, there really wasn't college scholarships. Now there is. Now there's lots of, the youth that are getting involved. And just being able to actually sit back and be at the beginning of watching a sport grow from the grassroots all the way up has been probably one of the coolest experiences ever that I've really enjoyed.
Yeah, Michael?
For me, a little bit more on the personal side is one highlight I had this year is I got booed on national TV. I waved the red flag during a pro event on ESPN, and the crowd booed me. So that was a really a highlight of my year. And then a little more realistically, though, I thought getting the opportunity to present at the Stevie Awards, that was pretty cool, and definitely a highlight for my first year with the ACL.
Was the booing in New Orleans, or was that a different event?
Yeah, it was, and it was
with your wife there.
Shocked. I didn't expect it, and it was funny because as it was happening, I was hearing like, people in the crowd, "Let them play," let them play, and like, and then a whole course of booing at the same time. So yeah, I was certainly turning red.
I remember that. I mean, that was the only U.S. event I went to this year, and I was sitting with a couple of German players who had come over, and I knew your wife was in the crowd. So as soon as that started happening, I looked over my shoulder and looked at her, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
So that was
fun. Yeah.
Well, I've both the big picture stuff and seeing the growth has been pretty cool. I've had 3 times during broadcast where I've gotten chills, and one was in Philadelphia 2019 Worlds. That was to that date, that was I think our biggest broadcast, and we had an exhibition with Australia and Canadian players as well, and that time was really cool. And then 2 big shots or 2 big wins, I should say. One was when Cheyenne made it to the finals of the pro singles a few years ago. And then when Gina hit that shot in Mesa, those 3 times were 3 times where the fan excitement there really sent chills on me. So, all right, well, let's end with this one, kind of big picture stuff. The impact. What impact do both of you hope to make in the ACL and in the cornhole world in the upcoming years? We'll go to Michael this time.
For me, I hope to make an impact just in being a part of the future and the growth of the sport. So, whether we're talking about that from the local level up, or we're talking about that internationally, I just hope to have an impact on the overall growth of the sport of cornhole, and helping people recognize and understand that the ACL really is cornhole, and the growth of that as one movement, something I hope to impact.
Well, thanks, Athena.
That's great. I would say pretty similar. Just wanting to be able to kind of showcase to everyone, this is what we're doing, and just to show that it's it's attainable. Anyone can play, anyone can win, which it's so cheesy almost, but it really is 100% true. It's all abilities. I think being able to showcase everything worldwide, and hopefully one day be able to sit there and watch it in the Olympics, I think is a huge thing that I think we all get to be a part of, and that's pretty cool to see.
All right, thanks. Yeah, and like I said earlier, these two, if you don't know them yet, you'll get to know them this year. Two people that I work closely with, probably communicate more with them than I do my own family, and I can genuinely say that both of them have the players and the directors' best interests and hearts with when it comes to developing this sport. Globally. And I'm excited that both of you are on the team now. Loved seeing the progression, not only in the understanding of the ACL, but also in both of your leadership roles over the last couple of years. It's been pretty exciting, and I can't wait to see how much further that the entire ACL can take this. So. With that, thank you. Is there anything else that I missed that either of you would like to add to end this?
For me, no, I don't think you missed anything. I'm excited. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready.
Yes, very ready. Open number 1. Get it started. Hopefully good.
Sounds good. Well, we'll let you go. I know you're going to be busy the rest of the day setting up. So, Athena, thanks from Rock Hill. Appreciate you joining in and fighting through the technical Wi-Fi issues that seem to follow us around wherever.
Yep.
And Michael, thanks for joining again. And I know you've got kind of a lighter month in terms of events this month, but then they pick back up for you next month. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you both.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.